And 3, 2, 1.
We knew that we needed a core group of friends that felt like our friends in the real world.
I've never seen cards like this before.
I absolutely fell in love with everyone.
These are tarot cards.
Paxton, it's pronounced tarot.
I think for the most part, everyone was just excited about the adventure. That really grew us close.
When you're so far away from home, you turn to each other. We just so happen to also love each other.
You think our readings are coming true?
Yes. Buckle up and enjoy it.
Guys, we really shouldn't be doing this. It's kind of an unspoken rule not to use somebody else's deck.
Oh my God.
Our movie's a big idea, but it's really grounded in character.
Way better.
I just remember from our table read, it was so organic and it came so naturally for all of us. And it just felt like I was in a room with a bunch of my friends, yet I had just met them.
Happy birthday, Elise.
Haley is a character who lives her life based on the belief that we aren't in charge of our destiny.
Most likely to get married first. 1, 2, 3.
Haley and Grant.
Harriet is just the most delightful person to be around. It's impossible not to like her off camera and on camera. And she really just embodied the role that we saw here for Haley.
Who's next?
Okay, I'll go.
All right, Paige.
Avantika is a superstar. She absolutely just crushed it.
I should never rent to this stupid house.
Paige is kind of this really rational character. She is definitely the voice of reason out of the whole group.
Whatever was going to happen would have happened.
How can you say that? We don't have control over our own lives.
My favorite scene to film was the bridge scene. I just think it was so cool to like run around back and forth on this massive empty bridge in the middle of the city.
Oh, hell no!
Paxton is the glue that holds this group together. He is kind of the linchpin of everybody.
100%.
So we knew with Paxton we needed an actor with comedic range, and obviously we've seen Jacob in the Spider-Man movies and he's amazing in those.
Huh. You hear that?
Jacob is just the most fun person to be around. He is an absolute blast.
Just in case anyone's wondering.
We're not.
Paxton is sort of the clown of the group who has a really great time. He starts out the movie as not really believing in star signs and stuff, but throughout the course of the movie, he realizes that it really does play a part in everything.
We need to go back to campus and find a place for us to barricade in and isolate.
Jacob improv'd this one part in the movie where they're trying to figure out what's going on and they're leaving, and he says to Grant, who's his best friend,
You know what? You dated someone who's into star signs and shit.
and on set, everyone burst out laughing. We almost couldn't hold it in, and we knew in that moment it was gonna be in the movie, and it is.
Haley, you gotta do readings for everyone.
And it's really Elise's idea to instigate the tarot readings that happen.
So where should we do this? I'm the reason this all goes downhill, but rookie mistake.
Larsa is the happiest, most positive person, and she's an absolute force.
Let's go.
So my character is a Libra, Elise, and you know, they're extroverted, they're friendly. They try to make sense of things that they should just leave be. Most likely to eat something off the ground.
Lucas.
Dude, here we go. Guys, haven't you ever heard the 5-second rule?
Drink.
Lucas is a risk taker. He's somebody who likes to live life on the edge. Wolfgang is the most prepared actor that we've ever worked with. I think he knows every single line in the script.
He brings such incredible vulnerability, and we really needed to latch onto him early on and to care about what was gonna happen to him.
The reading that I get says that I'm gonna come into some money.
And it also looks like love is in the air.
But also negative things that come to pass from that reading. With the number of the chase scenes, because Spenser and Anna really wanted to surprise me all the time, I had to be as prepared as possible and just be ready to go.
So are we getting back to the game or what?
Yes. Whose turn was it?
Oh, Grant's up.
Grant is kind of our Han Solo in the movie. He's our outcast. He's the skeptic in the group who doesn't believe in tarot or astrology or horoscopes.
Let me get this straight. You just pull some cards and make up whatever you want. Is that how this works?
We cast Adain in the role of Grant. We knew we needed someone who could really challenge Haley.
Ruling planet, Saturn. It's in your 7th house, which rules relationships. So You're pouring gasoline on the fire instead of listening and being understanding.
How have I not been understanding?
I'm reading your horoscope. I'm not talking about us.
I tried to get in as good a shape as possible because I knew that there was going to be a lot of huffing and puffing, late nights, running around.
And action.
Wait!
What?
Where's Paige? But I just didn't want to be the guy lagging behind on set, so I kind of prepped for that as much as possible.
Ready, guys? Yep. Now! Let's start. That was great, guys.
All right, here we go.
Let's say, happy birthday, Elise.
Happy birthday, Elise.
Madeline is the most social person of the group. She's somebody who's constantly filming. She's always attached to her technology.
Madeline may seem very into her phone and herself, but she just loves to make memories.
Umberly is an actress who puts in 200% on every single take.
In the bridge scene, I literally had to run so much. Felt like I was Tom Cruise, just shutting down an entire bridge in the middle of the night. I just wanted to be in a horror movie, so check.
And action.
We were a group of friends. I think it shows.
It really felt like family.
I don't think anyone would believe that they only met each other 3 weeks before we started filming because they honestly feel like they've known each other for years.
We all had a really great time joking around, making jokes and teasing each other and whatnot.
I just had such a blast.
A dream come true. Can't ask for anything more.
And action.
I think it's a very fun movie. People are gonna laugh and probably be super scared.
Horror is my favorite genre, so it was a dream come true.
It's like a roller coaster of emotions.
And I didn't want to be around. I was like, get me out of here.
The theme that we had to explore here was fate versus are we in control of our own lives?
It's really intense and creepy.
Spenser and I often scare ourselves when we're writing, and that's when we know that something is working.
Anna and I were initially involved in the Screen Gems Horror Lab, and we made a short film called Blink for Sony. We had such a great experience working with them. They came to us and said, we want to do a horror movie around astrology.
I've never seen cards like this before.
And we thought it'd be really cool to combine astrology with tarot because there's something that's inherently so scary about tarot cards and tarot readings. And when we really got down to it, we thought, what if these tarot cards come to life? What if each of these cards is a unique creature or movie monster? And that's what became tarot.
The cool thing about tarot and horoscopes and astrology are they've been around for hundreds, if not thousands of years in the case of astrology.
And so we really wanted to make sure that it was rooted in the actual facts.
Does that mean I'm gonna become rich and famous or date someone hot?
Dude, she's not a genie.
I know that.
We worked really closely with a tarot and astrology expert named Angie Benicki. She's fantastic. We had done a ton of research on our own, but she came in to make sure that all of the things we had in the script made sense and to oversee all of our tarot spreads. So for people who do know about astrology and tarot, they can look at it and see that the spreads really do line up.
Wow. Did you hear that?
We started writing this movie in 2020, and it was a time of incredible uncertainty. And we really saw a way into a world and a theme where we could talk about fate.
No matter how much it sucks, you can't change fate.
The best horror movies are the ones that reflect the times that they're made in. And so for us, we knew that we could talk about are we in control of our own lives, because I think a lot of us were feeling that during those times.
3, 2, 1, light.
This movie is extremely ambitious as far as the scope and the size. We have some pretty huge set pieces, really big sequences. And so for us, we really wanted to find locations and create and craft scares that felt unique and special and weren't like anything that you had seen in any other movie before.
We shot this movie in Serbia, and what that allowed us to do was find incredible locations that we probably wouldn't have access to anywhere else. So we closed down this bridge that looks like it should have been in like a Mission Impossible movie. It's how big it is. It connected two parts of the country. and we were able to close it down for 2 nights and shoot this incredible sequence.
It was a lot to pull off in a small amount of time.
I think for the most part, everyone was just excited about the adventure. We were all in Serbia. None of us have really been that far out in Europe before, so I think that was very big for us.
I had never personally traveled to that part of the world before, and we were embraced so much by the crew. It was such an amazing opportunity.
When we had the concept to bring the tarot cards to life, we knew we needed to bring them to life in a way that would be the stuff of nightmares. We had been huge fans of Trevor Henderson, who's this amazing artist that we followed on Instagram, and asked him to be the sole designer of all of the creatures in the film.
Asking to pick your favorite creature is kind of like asking a parent to pick their favorite child.
I really do think it was the Hanged Man.
The Hangman was really scary.
The Hangman.
It was like so surreal to be like running around on this bridge with this like contortionist running above us on the beams.
Just one. It was fun to see the Fool come to life.
I would say the High Priestess.
The Magician's my favorite.
But I think all the creatures, all of them are really cool and terrifying and freaky, and I definitely would not want to be friends with them.
One of the main ingredients to a good scare is waiting until the last possible minute to show whatever's in the shadows and letting the audience's imagination come into play a little bit more. In the making of this, we talked a lot about Hitchcock and Spielberg and James Wan, and we were constantly referencing those filmmakers and their restraint in showing things, and also their ability to build suspense visually.
Spenser and I are really concerned with scaring ourselves and entertaining ourselves. So if we find something scary and fun, then hopefully other people will too.